Redditors, what started off as a small lie but then snowballed into this is my life now. Told a small lie to a girl I was texting that I love running, dunno how it sold because I was fat. Started running the second after I sent that. 5 years later I went from 298 to 180. Not bad. You dumbass. You should have told her you were a billionaire. Just kidding, good job on the running. But seriously, a billionaire would have been better. Told a small lie to a girl I was texting that I am a billionaire, dunno how it sold because I was broke as duck. Started earning money the second after I sent that. 5 years later I went from a bank balance of $140 to $1.8 billion. Not bad. You dumbass. You should have told her you were a superhero. Just kidding, good job on the billions. But seriously, a superhero would have been better. Told a small lie to a girl I was texting that I am a superhero, dunno how it sold because I was regular as duck. Started flying and saving lives the second after I sent that. 5 years later I went from a regular guy to being Superman. Not bad. You dumbass. You should have told you were a god with many faces. Just kidding, good job on being a superhero. But seriously, a many-faced god would have been better. Told a small lie to a girl I was texting that I am a god with many faces, dunno how it sold cause I've never delivered the gift to anybody. Started my training at the House of Black and White the second after I sent that. 5 years later and I'm the only person left alive. Not bad. Somebody thought I was Jewish and I didn't want to correct them because I hate confrontation. So now everyone in the school thinks I'm Jewish and my homeroom got me a Passover card signed by everyone. My brain told me it was time to stop but I didn't want to ruin the thought of the gesture. Your senior yearbook quote should be I'm not really Jewish. I became friends with one of the managers at Panera. One day as I was giving a cashier my order, he told her to give me the same discount as they give to firemen, police and paramedics, I think. He just chose this discount as it was an easy button to push on the register. Well, this cashier really thought I was a fireman. I'm not. So for the next 2 years this cashier gave me the discount. Even if she wasn't serving me, she would go out of her way to tell the cashier that was helping me, he's a fireman, give him the discount. It snowballed into such an awkward situation that I didn't know how to get out of it. Luckily that cashier eventually transferred to another store and I now happily pay full price. One day you're going to be just walking down the street, and there's going to be an apartment fire, and this girl is going to run up to you, oh thank God you're here, please save my baby. I can't, I'm not wearing my costume. I mean, the truth is, WTF is a fireman going to do if he's off duty without his anti-fire suit, truck, crew, etc. that somebody else couldn't do? They probably carry that sweet axe around though. I know I would. I was dating a girl and I met her parents. I was a freshman in college seeking my physics degree. When I met her dad he asked me why in the world I would go into physics when it is a difficult field to get work in. Thinking on the spot I said yeah I've thought about that too and I've decided to switch to mechanical engineering. I'll be getting my mech engineering degree this May. Edit. To answer some questions that have been coming up. 1. Yes I know what potatoes are. 2. No I broke up with her. 3. Yes I'm very happy with my decision to switch to engineering. Props to you for following through on that. My mother was a super control freak, so one of the ways I would avoid home was after school extracurriculars. I got the date wrong on a math team meeting, so I lied to my mom about it while actually attending the debate team intro meeting. I probably didn't need to lie, but it was always safer to not disrupt her precious schedule. Eventually, debate became a regular activity for me to avoid home. In 3 years, I was a state semifinalist and in college, I coached the high school national champions and turned that into a free ride for a master's degree. I moved to a new city when I was in 6th grade and on the same day I started 2 other boys started and they both knew how to skateboard, so I lied and said I did too. Then for months I lied about being able to skateboard to them and other kids at the school, and I never came clean because I didn't want anyone to call me a poser. So I bought skater boy clothes, and a skateboard and learned how to skateboard because I lied about knowing how to skateboard. Still skating since then. I'm 27 now. An electrician came and priced up a job at our rental property. He greeted me with "Hi Ian. I've come to price some work up." I replied, "Yep, that's me. My name is not Ian, it's not even close to Ian. I was too British to correct him with his error, so I just went along with it. It's not the worst lie I've ever come out with. In my head I'm thinking, at worst the guy is just going to call me Ian again when he leaves. He was in my flat for a good 20 minutes, calling me Ian during conversations we had. Not once did I correct him, just stayed in character as Ian. Weeks went by and he eventually came back to do the work at the flat. My missus and me had the day off. I had forgotten about the whole Ian thing until that day, so I explained to her that if she talked to me that day to call me Ian. It's just easier. Until you wrote him the check at the end and it was signed by Dave. Edit, Word. Rental property. We didn't pay for any of the work. Ian. Living in a college town, every year around spring graduation there's one or two I'm here to see my kid graduate, but I haven't been able to locate them families. Usually kids that stopped going, pocketed their parents' money, and/or just gave up and couldn't handle telling the family. It ends sadly sometimes. That's a big Lee deception to deal with and maintain. It almost always comes to a head. I'm from a small town and was super worried anxious about how college would go. After move-in day, everyone on our floor had to go around saying our major, what we wanted to do occupation-wise. I was fourth to go. The first three people say, doctor, lawyer, surgeon. I'm convinced at this point that everyone in college was way smarter than me and had their shit together. You're on Reddit, you get it. Anyway, I blurt out economics as my major, then say professor because it was the best thing I thought you could do that. So now I'm in my second year of PhD program because I just never found a good reason to change from my raw meeting as a freshman. Edit, yes, I found out later that like 80% of the incoming bio majors were pre-med because it's all talk. If you are 18, don't make the mistake I did. You should be worried about doing well in college. But the freshmen who look like they are way ahead of you are either A, lying because they're scared, to B, airheads who don't think picking majors are worth worrying about. Not me but my dad. We moved and he was convinced the postman's name was Ger, as in short for Jerry. He greeted him by it, nearly every day for about 10 years. We even gave him a Christmas card which he displayed down in the sorting office. Fast forward and we have a temporary postman, my mum asking him after a few weeks, when is Ger coming back? This was met with stunned silence and a puzzled look, with a resounding who is Ger? No one works in the locality by that name turns out. His name is Declan and he was too nice to correct my dad for close to a decade. I had a customer call me April for 6 months. Anytime I saw her coming I'd take my name tag off so she wouldn't be embarrassed. It never bothered me, but one day I forgot and she found out. It was awkward. Back in high school, someone in my freshman English class thought he heard someone call me Louie, so he started calling me Louie. Not really a friend, just someone I spoke to on occasion. Now high school me thought he was just him trying to be funny, and didn't care to correct him, and he continued to call me Louie, and whenever I heard him call for me I responded. It wasn't until our last week of senior year that he stops me in his tracks and goes, "Someone told me your name isn't Louie." "Is your name Louie?" "No. I've been calling you Louie for 4 years. I thought that was your name." Edit, I drop words all the time. That's like how a friend in high school gave me the nickname Paco because he thought I was Mexican. I didn't really care, so I had like 6 or 7 kids calling me Paco all the time. He comes over to my house in senior year and for once my parents are home. He meets them and just goes, "Wait, you're not Mexican?" "Nah. Why didn't you say something? You have a Mexican nickname," "Because I thought you were Mexican." I just didn't care. I still talk to one of my friends from that group occasionally. He still calls me Paco. Honestly, I've grown to like the name lol. Are you in Florida? We used to call someone Paco in high school and I honestly can't remember who it was. Ducking destroyed. Once my boyfriend's mom asked me if I liked their bathroom soap. It's lavender. I don't like lavender. But I decided to tell her I love it, it smells so good. Now I have an endless supply, she buys me some all the time. It's too sweet to tell her the truth, so I just keep it to myself and use the mediocre smelling soap. Oh well, this is how I live now. Edit, I will ask for different soap, I've been given plenty of encouragement. Thank you. Smile. Edit 2, I will really send you lavender stuff I have if you pay for shipping. PM me, serious inquiries only. You know that beautiful soap you always get me? Recently it's been giving me little hives on my hands. I'm not sure I should use it anymore. Such a shame, it's so pretty. But I also like vanilla, so maybe the same company sells a different scent? Mom goes out and buys other brand lavender scented soap. That would actually be more likely since it's probably the brand, not the lavender scent, that would be causing a breakout.